So I'm gonna go over the basics. So basically there are 3 powers that you can get when you first start the game. You get Kevin 11's powers, which is basically turn into anything around you by pressing Q. Well, I'm gonna go over the powers first before I do anything. Which you can do. Well, Kevin 11's powers is turn into any matter that you want. There's Gwen's powers. You can use our magic. And then there's the Omnitrix powers. That was like mine. So, I'm going to go over the Kevin 11 powers, was the Gwen powers, and Ben 10, in that precise order. So, the first thing that, well, basically I've already told you what each of the things can do, but I haven't told you how to do it. There's basically 2 levels, which is also Osmosation 1 and Osmosation 2. It basically absorb. Basically, the first one is basically the ability to absorb materials you come by to get stronger and allows the user to change their hands into a wide variety of different weapons to attack. And that is by either using, I think, E or Q. And there will be materials around the map. Like if you go to the junkyard, you will find those materials in the junkyard. And so if you have that power, go to the junkyard and turn into material. So every time when you turn into a material, your mastery will increase. Which I'll get to that very soon. And the second level, what is Osmosian 2? Well, upon getting max mastery with Osmosian, you will be granted the ability automatically, which allows the user to absorb alien abilities and use their abilities. For example, accelerate. If you absorb accelerate, you will gain super speed like accelerate. And if you're playing this on PC, you place your cursor or mouse, whatever, over the alien that you wish to absorb. Then press K. You should have the alien's abilities. Please note that you are restricted to original, the prototype Omnitrix, the Alien Forces Omnitrix, aliens. It's only including unlockables. Well, that's what it says here. So basically, but here's something that you need to note. It requires max mastery to use. You cannot absorb custom abilities such as the admin or the custom art aliens. Such for example, let me get him. For example, Justice Bug. You can't absorb any of his abilities. And also, you cannot use Osomation 1's abilities, aka material absorbing. So basically, there are four things, which is if you press Q on a wall with the mouse. So for example, if you press Q on the ground, you will turn into that material. But when you're in the material forms, there are three things that you can do with it. You have sharp hands, which is hold E, but this requires level 1 mastery. Hold E, holding E will transform your hands into sharp points, which is very good. Then we have the spike hands, which is holding R. And then we have the slam dunk, which is pressing T, which sounds pretty awesome. Now, but Kevin's powers only has 2 levels, like 2 things that this thing can do. So basically, but there is also mutant ability, but you have to have Osomation level 1. And then, in order to get mutant, you must have Osomation 1, not 2. Then you must go up to a low HP player that has the original series Omnitrix. To then use the absorbability on them. This will result a green shockwave that will send everyone near that player flying, and then you would transform into what Kevin transforms in the original series in Ben 10. There are basically three. No, wait, there's one. There are 5 abilities. Q is forearm slam move. E is accelerate dash. R is Stingray's acid spray. T uses Diamond Head's diamond smash. And double space. This is basically E-flight. Now, time to go over Gwen's powers, which is the antidote to mana magic. Okay, so basically, what is mana, aka antidote? Mana is the hold on, let me see what this is. Basically, it's energy objects, whereas basically you can make energy walk pads, energy shields, small mana blasts, which can only be done by this as power. Basically, you can obtain the antidote form by talking to Verdana. And then, with the form which is enabled by pressing V, it allows the user to fly. You want to transform. Here are the abilities. If you press Q and then use the mouse, you can shoot, you can create blasts and fire them. If you do QE, that will perform a shield. R allows you to step higher and walk on energy pads. QT is basically an explosion thing similar to energy driver. QY allows you to pick up buildings, pick up objects in buildings such as a skyscraper from the previous game. There's actually a picture of it on the website. It's crazy. And then Z is the summon golems, which requires the mana spell book. I'll go over where that is. And there's also another thing that requires the spell book is X. Allows you should make a similar move to Blitzwolfer, or when he does the Echo thing. The spell book can be found similar to the nano chip. It spawns in random locations. It spawns in the junkyard, around the city, or at the temple. Now that I've went over all of that, it's time to go over the one that people have mostly used in this game, the Ben 10 powers. Basically, it's kind of very hard to explain, so I'm going to start it from the beginning. So how this works, for those who want the Omnitrix but don't have it, but don't get it, you can go to the ship, which is near the bunker, and then you can go take the ship to, and then once you head to the space station, you can use the ship to take to the space station, and when you get to the space station, click the number. Basically, there are a bunch of floors, though. And let me see here. Basically, it's on the top floor, but then you have to talk to them. And you have to talk to Alien X. He gives Kevin's powers. Alien X gives Kevin's 11's powers. Ben 10's powers. Verdona gives the Gwen powers. Asmith upgrades the Omnitrix, but he can only upgrade the prototype Omnitrix into the alien forces, and I'll get to that sooner. But when you have the Ben 10 ability, there is a way you to get it easily. Basically, an item will spawn right near you. But if you move around, it's going to be harder to find. It will spawn right next to you if you stay still. It will basically fall. Basically, when you join the server for the first time or you reset your ability, this Omnitrix will fall from the sky about 5 minutes it will fall in 5 minutes near the player. Basically, but you can only have 5 minutes to find this thing. But I really recommend staying still for it. And if you get it and if it spawns next to you while you're staying still, it helps a lot. That's the best way to do it. Now, it's time to go over for the basics of the mastery for the Omnitrix. Alright, now, the mastery down below, which is right down here, impact, or basically the master impacts the Omnitrix in a big way. Basically, it's the lower chance, which is the lower chance of getting a random alien. it lowers the chance of getting a random alien, increasing the chance of unlocking a new alien. And for example, you dial Heat Blast, but instead you get Diamond Head. It's very simple. Note this, mastery doesn't increase or decrease is the rarity of the alien and from dropping. Making way big, for example, making way big chance from 0.001% increases to 0.005% chance. And here are the features of mastery. There is the wrong alien. One of the features that comes with mastery is reduce the chances of getting the wrong alien. You will know when you get the wrong alien as a dialogue pops up. What? Alien name. Unlocking a new alien. Another feature is that as you increase your mastery, it increases your chances of unlocking a new alien. However, this does not affect the rate at which they drop. If you unlock a new alien, a line of dialogue will pop up saying new alien. Now, it's time to go over the basic information of the Omnitrix that you can do. There is the Omnitrix controls. So basically, V is to activate, but if you're on mobile, you have to press the activate button. To switch, to rotate the Omnitrix is X and Z. And for mobile, it's dial left, dial right on the screen. And then to transform, you have to press activate again, but from PC, you have to press C. And for the Ultimatrix, like I do, for example, if you press C one more time, you will go Ultimate. And since this isn't an alien that has an ultimate form, it will look in a different color. But there is also the Omni menu. Or you can either type it in chat, or you can press M to open it up. But if you're on your mobile, try use the Omnicode menu. That's the better way. Now, we're going to go over the Omni commands. There is the Omnicode recharge, allowing basically the Alien Forces Omnitrix and the Ultimatrix to recharge a little faster. Then we got the Omnicode playlist 1, 2, and 3. What they do, you can write on the Omni menu, you can write down a list of aliens that you want. But you have to have the aliens. And so you make a playlist of the aliens that you want, different types of aliens, but if it's the same, it will. But sometimes it won't work, so basically you have to have the alien in order to use it. And then there's Omnicode O, which will switch you back to the regular playlist that you have when you begin the game. Then there's Omnicode Quick Charge. Basically, that increases. This is that will recharge your battery a lot faster. I use Omnicode Recharge and Quick Charge at the same time, recharging it way more faster. But for Omnicode Quick Charge, it will drain your health, so be careful for what you're doing. Then there is Omnicode Self-Destruct. And if you insert a number, like for example, if I insert for insert the Omnicode Self-Destruct 1, my Omnitrix will glow yellow. And I have 1 minute until the thing goes. So basically if you type a number So basically, here's the number that basically you can lose your watch if you set it higher than 9. 1 to 9, you won't lose your Omnitrix, but 10 or higher will make you lose your Omnitrix. There is also a Game Pass as code that will let. And here, there are also 2 more barcodes that you can use, but you have to have the Game Pass on with you. There is the Omnicode Color and the Omnicode Wrist Color, meaning you can change the color of your Omnitrix. Sounds really cool, huh? Which you can do in settings. Thanks. And there's also an original Omnitrix skin, and as it turns out, my Omnitrix is going to blow up, so yeah. But if you charge it to 10, you will lose your Omnitrix permanently, and it will damage you really bad. So let's go. So basically, let's go into Goop so that we don't die. Yeah. Then we will go in, but I've already explained, but for the for unlocking new aliens, basically it depends on the mastery. So basically it's random for the mastery, so there isn't a precise moment. And so it's like a percentage. So the higher your mastery is, the higher the chances you'll get a new alien. I've already explained playlist in Omnicode menu, but in Omnicode menu there is an alien feature. Alien here. So basically you can see all the aliens and all their stats. But there is also a randomizer mode, which you have to spam C, but you can't use randomizer when you are on mobile. Sorry for those. There is no way for you to use the randomizer. Basically what randomizer does, if you spam it continuously, you will turn into a random alien. Like so, and then it says randomize, which will probably increase your chances of getting a new alien. Now, as you know, we already know the aliens that you will have, as always. But there's a whole bunch of these things that people always wonder about. Now, it's time to explain the alien forces and how to get it. You have to have max mastery on the prototype Omnitrix. And once you have max mastery, you must go to the ship. Go to the space station, and then talk to Azimuth on the top floor, or to upgrade your watch. Once that happens, your Omnitrix will have a timer saying on the bottom of it. So basically, for example, it will take 9 minutes for it to recalibrate, which will cool down for how long it will take. So basically, you will not be able to use it for 9 minutes. So it will take a long time. But if you end up getting killed, the timer will reset. So basically, don't get killed when you have the Omnitrix. Now, it's time to explain how to get the Ultimatrix. I've already explained that already. So basically, that's all you need to know in this game. But if there are any more things that I've missed out, then leave a comment down below on which information you need to know, and I will be happy to answer those questions in the next video. I hope you all have a nice day, and I'll see you guys next time.